Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay, thank you for bringing that to my notice. So I was saying that Moses went to Pharaoh and told Pharaoh, said, "This is what the God of the Hebrews is saying. Let my people go so that they will serve me. If you do not let them go, I will send a pestilence, okay, upon all your animals, your cattle, your sheep, your oxen, your camels, your asses. They will all die. If you do not let my people go, all your animals will die." And I was saying that God does not negotiate with terrorists. Does not negotiate with terrorists. He does not beg. Okay? He gives commands and instructions and meets out meets out blessings for obedience, or cursings and judgment for disobedience. But God does not beg. He does not negotiate with terrorists. Okay. Each time he sends Moses to Pharaoh, Moses he tells Moses to give Pharaoh a command. Let my people go. That is a command. Okay. And if you do not let them go, this is what will happen. Okay. So God did not say, Pharaoh, please, I am begging you. No. Let my people go. This is what the God of the Hebrews is giving you a command. Let my people go. It is a command. It was a command. Okay? So God does not beg. And he certainly does not negotiate with terrorists. And then the Lord promised that he was going to put a demarcation between the animals of the Israelites and the animals of the Egyptians. Okay. And the time that the Lord set for this for what he wanted to do was the next day. Okay. So that the next day was when he was going to send this pestilence upon the animals of Egypt. Okay. For them to all die. Verses 5 and 6 say, "And the Lord appointed a set time, saying, Tomorrow the Lord shall do this thing in the land." 6. "And the Lord did that thing on the morrow, and all the cattle of Egypt died. But of the cattle of the children of Israel died not one." God promised that he was going to do that the next day. And when the next day came, all the animals died. All the animals belonging to the Egyptians died. But the animals that belonged to the Israelites did not die. Okay? And when God says something, you can bank on his word. You can take his word to the bank. If God tells you something, that is how it is. That is how it's going to be. God says, this is what will happen. Nothing. Know that that is what will happen. If God says, this is what is currently going on, that is what is currently going on. If God tells you something, you can bank on his word. No matter how unlikely it might sound, it might seem. No matter how unlikely it might seem, no matter how crazy it might sound, if God says something, that is how it is, that is how it will be. You can bank on his word. He promised Pharaoh that this pestilence was going to happen the next day. This pestilence that will kill the animals of the Egyptians was going to be the next day. And the next day, it happened. And Pharaoh, when he saw that the animals of the Egyptians had died, he asked someone to go to the land of Goshen to see if the animals of the Israelites died. And he found out that not even one animal belonging to the Israelites died, just as God had promised. Just as God had promised. But we're told that despite this, Pharaoh still hardened his heart. Okay? Pharaoh still hardened his heart despite all of this. He still hardened his heart and refused to let the Israelites go. And one thing we need to understand is that God's judgment continues and escalates when there is no repentance. We saw this when we were studying the book of Revelation. When we were studying the book of Revelation, we saw this. Okay, we saw how God's judgment kept on escalating when there was no repentance. So God's judgment continues and escalates, okay, when there is no repentance. And then the Lord then told Moses to go to Pharaoh, okay, to take handfuls of ashes and go to Pharaoh, okay, and that in the presence of Pharaoh, Moses should sprinkle it toward heaven. That is the ashes, to sprinkle the ashes towards heaven, and that it will become small dust in all the land of Egypt and will bring out boils on all the Egyptians. Okay, and Moses did that, and as he sprinkled the ashes and it became small dust, instantly boils began to come out, began to break out on the Egyptians, on Pharaoh and his servants, and the Egyptians.